So let me just do something, and I'm gonna draw something that's a little dramatic here, just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so and let's say that I've got, I'm just gonna do a coverage cell in here. And get rid of those. I want these branch lines to be welded. Okay, I need to turn that off again. There we go. Now, split that, select all of this. Again, nothing's cut in here, pipe is broken at the sprinklers, but if I elevate all of these things to the roof plane, currently everything is at the same elevation. Sprinkler head location and center of pipe location are all a typical distance directly below, in a truly vertical distance from this roof plane, not a perpendicular distance. But as soon as I run a cleanup intersection, program recognizes based on my my pipe group type, based on my fabrication standards, that I need to utilize outlets instead of fittings on this pipe, places the outlets, and then repositions the sprinkler so that it's got a good connection into this outlet. Now obviously my sprinkler has been raised from the original 1 foot distance below this roof plane. This is where things get a little tricky. Most of the time, depending on the scenario that you've got here, as a designer in the past, I haven't bothered too much about this. Now, heads directly on outlets is a little more critical than a head on a sprig, where there's a little bit of there's room to play for a fitter that's installing heads on a sprig. They can adjust it up, down. You kind of give them a window, 1 to 12 traditionally, but depending on, your construction type, maybe more. So a situation like this, if I wanted, if I wanted this sprinkler connection point to be, down at this 1 foot location, there is an option here. So you can see the end point here, it left everything where it was because it, the pipe didn't extend beyond, so the program couldn't place an outlet there. So what we could do at this point is select all of these things, just manually lower them, reselect all of the sprinklers, re-elevate them to the roof plane. You can see these change position. Now reselect the pipe, and then at this point manually connect. So we need to click somewhere close to the end of this outlet. So now the pipe is technically lower than 1 foot below the roof plane, but the connection point on this sprinkler is at exactly 1 foot below the roof plane. So that's the process. If your sprinkler connection point elevation below roof plane is critical, that's the process that I would follow to reposition your pipe. Obviously, like I said here, so now these sprinklers are disconnected because I don't have outlets. If I were to, let me just do this. I'm going to change my display rotation to match the slope of this pipe, and I'm going to extend all of these pipes using the stretch line command. I'm just going to add a foot to those, and then I'm going to move my benchmark to the opposite side, repeat that same process, and I'm going to add a foot. Actually, I think I need to do negative. Nope, I was wrong. I'll do that again. Alright, so I do want this to be positive, but this time I want it to be 2 feet. Then I want to add to the left end of the selected pipes. Better. Now, I'm gonna reorient my drawing back into a plan view. So these center heads are connected properly, but now I've got an issue where I don't have these heads connected. So how do I add an outlet there? Well, the easy answer is elevate elements to pipe, select the pipes, run a cleanup intersection. The heads are repositioned, and now they're, the program does kind of the work for us. It adds the outlet and it re-elevates these sprinklers to fit into these outlets. Let me do the same thing. Well, I already did it on that end, or it did it for me, I should say.